Discovery ISS, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is the International Space Station. We're ready for the event.
Eastern Guilford High School, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call ISS for a voice check.
Discovery ISS, this is Gregory Slate, here with the students of Eastern Guilford. How do you hear me?
Good afternoon. We have you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
My name is Sydney Souther, and my question is for Alan Poindexter. How do you prepare your body to get ready to go into space?
That's a really good question, and as you can see, we stay in shape. We work a lot, very, very hard during our pre-flight training period in the gym, doing a lot of physical fitness training, and we have people that help us do that. But it's important to stay fit and always do your exercise, both cardiovascular and muscle training. The environment of space is very hostile, and your body can degrade very rapidly. So we exercise before flight almost every day, and then we exercise during flight to keep our muscles up.
My name is Jordan, and my question is for Dottie Metcalf-Lindenburger. What science-related experiments will be conducted on this mission?
And Jordan, that is a very good question. Obviously, we've come to the International Space Station, which is now a national laboratory, and but on the shuttle, we also do science experiments. One of the experiments that we've brought up is actually to help humans better understand the staph infection MRSA and develop a vaccine for it. And another experiment that we brought up and we brought to station is the Window Observatory Rack facility called WRF. And with that window, which is already part of our lab, now we have a rack where we can do all sorts of optics from visual to near infrared. And so there's all sorts of science up here, but those are just a few of the things that we brought up on STS-131.
My name is Kendra, and my question is for Clay Anderson. What core or elective courses did you have to take in order to be an astronaut?
Kendra, you need to take lots of math and lots of science in order to become an astronaut. Those are the basic fundamentals to be able to fly in space, so good luck.
My name is Seven, and my question is for Stephanie Wilson. What inspired you to become an astronaut?
When I was 13 years old, I was given a school assignment to interview someone that worked in a career field that I was interested in. And at the time, I was interested in astronomy. I went to Williams College, which is very close to my hometown, Pittsfield, Mass. And I interviewed an astronomy professor there. And I talked to him about all of the work that he did. He got to travel around the world and view the heavens from different parts of the world. He was a teacher, so he taught, and he also did observations, and he did research. And I was very interested in the work that he was doing. Later, though, I became more interested in engineering and decided to study engineering in college. But my first interest in space was with astronomy.
My name is Montreal, and my question is for Alan Poindexter.
What improvements will you be making to the station while in space?
That's a very, very insightful question. Thank you for taking the time to think about that. As you know, most of the space shuttle missions during the assembly phase of the International Space Station are bringing up major modules and supplies, and that's exactly what we're doing. We brought up 7 racks, and a rack is basically the size of a household refrigerator, and they hold science experiments and research experiments. And we brought up 3 science racks, and we brought up a new sleeping station called a crew quarters for one of the International Space Station crew members. And then we brought up a bunch of supply racks as well. And those racks are installed in the various laboratories around the station, along with all the other supplies we brought up. As you can see, it's a lot of fun to fly in space, too.
My name is Cameron Lovelace, and my question is for Dottie. What do you like about being an astronaut?
Well, you just saw it. I love floating around. That's one of my favorite things that I've been doing since I've been up here. Another one of my favorite things is looking out the window. Last night I got a chance to go to the cupola, which is a brand new facility that STS-130 brought up about a month and a half ago. And the windows allow you to see the Earth in a 360 view, and it's incredible. And we watched all the way down California's coast, down through South America, and then below the tip of South America and into a night pass, and we could see the sunset, and it's way better than television. So I hope that you guys could all do that someday instead of watching television.
My name is Hannah, and my question is for Stephanie Wilson. How do you wash and dry your hair in space?
Very good.
We actually fly a rinseless shampoo. But we do have a way to get water from our galley, which is kind of like a kitchen sink. But so basically you're able to wet your hair and then use this rinseless shampoo and then rinse it again and towel dry. And that usually does a pretty good trip. We kind of consider ourselves to be on a camping trip, and so we don't necessarily have all of the creature comforts that you might have at home, but it works pretty well.
My name is Jacob, and my question is for Clay Anderson. What are the plans for the shuttles once all the missions are complete?
Hey, Jacob, first tell Hannah that Commander Poindexter and I, we don't need near as much water and soap for our hair as the ladies do. But, Jacob, all the shuttles, there are a lot of people competing to have those shuttles placed in museums. So I think for sure Discovery is probably going to go to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. or near there, and then the other shuttles are being competed for, and the folks that want to have those shuttles have to pay a lot of money because they have to be able to show NASA that they'll be able to take care of them and keep them looking good.
My name is Dalton, and my question is for Alan. What do you believe is the most important thing we've learned from the space flight?
Well, as you know, a lot of the things that we do now affect people a long time in the future. And when you students are grown and we'll know the full impact probably of what the research that we're doing now on the International Space Station is. But I think one of the most important things that we've learned about spaceflight is that we need to keep doing it. It's important for humans to always explore. And like Lewis and Clark explored the trails to the West Coast, we're now exploring space in low Earth orbit and hopefully soon to different planets. And you can see we also explore new and interesting ways to eat food and drink water.
My name is Gwenny, and my question is for Dottie. What kind of foods do you get to eat in space?
Well, we brought a couple of examples that I'm going to have people show you here. First of all, we have a fresh food locker, and so we've got some tortillas, but you can bring up apples, oranges, but anything that might only last a couple of days, that goes in our fresh food locker. And tortillas are really handy. You can put eggs in them with hot sauce. You can put peanut butter and honey on them. You can make chicken fajitas, so they're very handy. Another thing that we eat is meals that are kind of like meals ready to eat. They're in a pouch like this. You just heat them up in our galley and just scoop it right out the top. No problem there. We have other foods that you have to hydrate in our galley. This is actually brand check cereal. It's got the milk. I don't think you can see exactly the milk in there, but you add 2 ounces of cold water and wait a few minutes, and voila, you have brand cereal. And I brought this item over. It's one of Stephanie's favorites. Some things just come in a package, and that's a brownie. I think Clay just stole it from Stephanie.
Oh, very good.
But we have all sorts of different types of foods, and it's pretty good. I miss my salads and my vegetables from Earth, but other than that, I'm really happy eating space food.
My name is Anna Rodriguez. My question is for Clay Anderson. What does it feel like to sleep and eat in space?
Sleeping in space for me is very cool. I sleep better in orbit than I do on the Earth, and we have a sleeping bag that's strapped to the wall. So when you actually sleep, your kind of arms float up this way, and you don't snore, which is pretty amazing. And it's very, very relaxing, and it's really good that people don't snore because Commander Poindexter, well, never mind. I won't get into that.
My name is Christian, and my question is for Stephanie. What is the hardest part about your job?
Actually, the hardest part, there's not really a hard part about our job. It really takes a lot of hard work and dedication, study hard in school, and when we come into the astronaut office, we have 2 years of very general training, but it involves a lot of study on the shuttle systems, and so we have very good trainers that prepare us. We are able to work out in our gym facility, and we have trainers that work with us for our workouts. So it's not hard, but it does take a lot of hard work.
My name is Shelby, and my question is for Dottie. Why does the sky look blue on Earth and black in space?
That is a great question, and the reason why is because you have an atmosphere around the Earth, and the atmosphere acts a lot like a prism, and it changes the light that's coming into you, and it reflects it and bends it in different ways so that you get the color of the sky. In space, we don't have atmosphere. It's not completely empty. There are atoms out there, but they're very few and far between, and you don't get the same interaction with the light. So it is dark, dark black. And from our vantage point, it is beautiful to look on Earth's atmosphere around our planet. It's so thin compared to the planet itself, and we really need to take care of it.
My name is Carmen, and my question is for Alan Poindexter. What is it like to look out the new window on the station?
I think the word breathtaking describes it best. It's amazing. You know, the cupola window sits up underneath the new Node 3 module, and when you enter it head first, so you're really from Earth perspective, you're upside down, and it's like you're hanging down below the space station, and there are windows all the way around you. So just your head and your shoulders are looking out these windows, and there's a window directly above you which directly faces the Earth, and it's amazing. You know, we're traveling at about 5 miles every second, 17,500 miles per hour. So states go by in seconds, and continents go by in minutes, and we can fly from the east coast of the United States to Europe in just a few minutes, and you can see thousands of miles, almost 2,000 miles from horizon to horizon. So you can see almost entire continents. It's very, very incredible and breathtaking, again, is the way I would describe it best. I wish everybody could see that view.
My name is Kristen, and my question is for Clay. How does looking at the Earth from that perspective impact or influence you?
Kristen, that's a very thought-provoking question that I've been asked before, and it's an excellent question to ask, because I think if we could get more people on the Earth up into space to see our beautiful planet from here, I don't think we'd fight each other nearly as much. I don't think that it would be so difficult for so many of us to live together. So my hope is that someday more people will get this opportunity, because I think it will change everyone's perspective about how they view our planet and the people on it.
My name is Kayla, and my question is for Stephanie. Do you think that one day will be space stations where anyone, including kids, could live?
Well, I certainly hope so. Right now, we have mostly professional people, professional astronauts flying in space, but it's our hope that this will expand and that we'll be able to have more people, as Clay was mentioning, come into space, and perhaps even one day to include families and so forth. Much like with the airline industry, initially it was professional people flying airplanes, and now people fly airplanes for vacations, and families fly on airplanes. And so I would expect the same to happen for spaceflight.
My name is Tala, and my question is for Alan. What do you do for fun while you're in space?
I think you've seen some of it. We can do just incredible things. You know, it's fun to just float, and it's fun to we were playing. We had a little bit of time off earlier, and I think Mr. Clay has got a baseball, and we were playing baseball inside the space station, and it's really easy to hit balls a long way in space. But it's fun just to float, and it's fun to look out the windows, and it's fun to just spend time with your crewmates.
My name is Brandon, and my question for Dottie, what goes through your mind before, during, and after a launch?
Well, that is an awesome question. Before the launch, we were really focused. We had a little bit of a delay just because of actual cold weather on the East Coast this winter and spring, and so that extra time gave us a little bit more time with our families. But you're just very focused, thinking over the last lessons that you've learned for robotics, for spacewalks, for ascent, and for entry, doing our last simulations. And then once we got on orbit, you have the mindset of, let's really just get this job done and do it very well. And so you find yourself doing, of course, your job, but you also find yourself doing and helping others in jobs that you didn't completely train for, that you were maybe a backup in, but it just makes sense at the time that you do it because you need to get the job done. And you lose all track of time. You don't know which meal you're eating sometimes, because really you're just going from work event to work event to make sure that the mission is carried out successfully. And then when we get back on Earth, our focus is going to turn to passing on any lessons learned that we have, and then, of course, spending lots of good quality time with our family.
Crew of STS-131, this is Gregory Slate. We would like to thank you on behalf of Eastern Guilford High School. Students, please show them a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Wildcats. Thanks very much to the Wildcats at Guilford High School for joining us today on the International Space Station. It was our pleasure, and thanks very much. Study hard and do great in school. We appreciate the time you spent with us. Thanks.
Discovery ISS, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
And thank you,
Thanks a lot.
everyone at Eastern Guilford High School ISS. We're now resuming operational audio communications.
Houston on 2 for a couple of DPC follow-ups.
Go ahead.